Hello YouTube, shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat bringing you yet another awesome video. It's Monday night. You know what that means? Time for some Raw. Last night was Survivor Series, one of the WWE's big four that was not as big as it should have been. So, we crowned a new World Heavyweight Champion in Roman Reigns, and then we crowned another new World Heavyweight Champion 5 minutes later in Sheamus, after he cashed in Money in the Bank. So, what are the repercussions of this? Got my notes. Let's find out. Alright, first off, the Authority comes out. Yeah, of course, this is not what... We know this was kind of slapped together at the last minute because Seth Rollins kind of jacked up his knee a few weeks ago. Get well soon, Seth. So, this is what the best they could go with. Unfortunately, it's not that I have anything against Sheamus as champion. He's been an adequate champion in the past, but yeah, it's just I'm not very strong to him being a champion. I mean, he's okay on the mic. Put him in the ring with an adequate person, he'll give you a 5-star match. But his current persona just doesn't scream corporate heel, you know? Anyway, he comes out, cuts a very dull promo despite his energy in it. Then Roman Reigns comes out, and Sexy Power reads him the riot act. But then, for some reason, it seems like they're trying to build up a Roman Reigns versus Triple H kind of match. I hope they're not. But yeah, Triple H says that Roman Reigns will not get a rematch until Triple H says he does. Then Roman eats a super kick to the face from a returning Rusev. EU in the building. I can't do a gang sign. But anyway, Stephanie announces that Roman Reigns will be facing Sheamus for the World Heavyweight title at the next pay-per-view, TLC, in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. But tonight, in the main event, he will face 1/3 of the EU, Rusev. Next up, first match tonight, the Dudley Boys versus Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. The Dudley Boys fresh off their Survivor Series victory over some other team. And the Wyatts are trying to get some footing after they got their shit pushed in by The Undertaker and Kane. This was an okay matchup. A little bit of miscommunication between Luke Harper and Bubba Ray. They're still trying to feel each other out. But I could say that this was a pretty solid opener. The Wyatt family needed this win, and they got this win. Braun Strowman choked out Bubba Ray. Devon ate a Sister Abigail. What can you say? Next up... Oh, I must have got something mixed up here. I mean, it says that Sasha Banks is in a singles match. That can't be right. Normally they have her in some kind of tag team match with members of Team Bad versus some combination of Team Bella to piss us off. Like, these notes are stupid. Wait. This says, it really does say this. Sasha Banks in a singles match versus Becky Lynch? You sure? Yeah. The next matchup is Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. All of the yes. I mean, wow. What are the odds? But yeah, this was as good a match as you can expect for the match as long as it was. Becky and Sasha still have great chemistry in the ring. Even though there was some shenanigans on the outside, I still enjoyed it. It made me smile on the inside just to see the boss in the ring. And if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail image, I love me some Sasha Banks. Anyway, next up, we have the first year anniversary celebration of the New Day. Yes, this week marks the 1-year anniversary since Big E Langston, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods joined together to form the group known as the New Day. And they came out looking at riding unicorns, Kofi with his hair styled into a unicorn horn, and them ripping on country music in Nashville, Tennessee, the capital of country. I'm with Iron Twister on this. At this point, the New Day are like Randy Orton and Kevin Owens in this regard. no matter what you did, whatever, what they do or say, I can't for the life of me boo them. Yeah. But anyway, they decided to commemorate their 1-year anniversary by having an open challenge match. That's right. They would take on any team to defend their World Tag Team titles. At first I thought Chivalry was coming, but instead it's the Lucha Dragons, Kalisto and Sin Cara. And surprisingly, Sin Cara actually speaks English. Well, damn. I thought he was a mute. But yeah, they say they wanted a shot at the tag team titles. Then the Usos come out and say they want a shot. Sin Cara's like, no. Let's make it a 3-way. But the New Day are not having this shit because, well, they ruined their celebration. Shame! And they call off the open challenge, which promptly gets them their asses kicked by the Usos and the Lucha Dragons. Love the New Day. Next up, we're time to play everyone's favorite game, Who's Mark Henry Jobbing to Tonight? Where we determine who Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, will do the job tonight. And the winner is Neville. That's right. It's the world's strongest man versus the man that gravity forgot. This was a pretty good match. So, but average anyway. Neville actually picks up the win, and Mark Henry shakes his hand and says, "You're going to go places." Now, I kid. I know Mark Henry's on his way out. He's entering his twilight years in the ring. And it's really good to have a veteran like Mark Henry try to put over younger talent, especially Neville, who really needs to be put over. Next up, a nice little triple threat match, nice little 6-man tag match between the Cosmic Wasteland, that's the team of Stardust, and the Ascension. Apparently, also Stardust is in his Rob Liefeld phase. Someone that warn him, or else he'll suffer from Youngblood's disease. But anyway, it's Cosmic Wasteland versus Stardust's brother Goldust and the Primetime Players. This was actually a pretty damn good tag team matchup. These two sides actually worked so well together, and the Ascension have really benefited from just being attached to Stardust as the Cosmic Wasteland. I'm seeing more of the old Ascension, the no-nonsense smash-mouth tag team, instead of the ones that we have right now, but I enjoy them. Goldust and Primetime Players pick up the win. Next up, we have a rather strange promo, a State of Mex America from Alberto Del Rio and Zeb Coulter. Now, many people have said this over the internet, but I'm not exactly sure how to feel about this. This whole thing with Zeb and Alberto Del Rio just feels off, you know. They cut a promo, and then Jack Swagger, a.k.a. Oklahoma, good luck in that tournament, bro, comes out, and in a strange, almost bizarre, surreal moment, Alberto Del Rio defends Zeb Coulter from Jack Swagger. Really. Next up, a rematch from last night as Paige takes on Charlotte for the Divas title. Now, earlier tonight, Paige came out and said that Charlotte cheated because when she put her in the figure 8, Charlotte's arms were underneath the rope and the ref should have broken the hold. And the authority agreed, so we're having a rematch. And goddamn if this wasn't a great match. Was it perfect? No. There were some miscommunications and botches as far as strikes and spears and what have you goes, but this was a damn solid match. Great ass match. Probably the best Divas match you see on Raw all year. I can't think of anything else that even comes close to this one. These two beat the shit out of each other. Last night it was a fight. This was just a continuation of that fight. We saw a lot of submission holds from Charlotte and Paige with nice trading blows back and forth. Some amazing wrestling from these two women. Very stiff, very badass. It ends in a double countout. I actually like this because in a double countout, neither of them look bad. Charlotte still has to remain looking strong for it as a champion, so she couldn't have lost. And Paige, she tapped out, even though it was shown that it was under dubious circumstances. She couldn't afford to lose, especially if she taps out. So this way, this keeps the feud going without damaging the integrity or the strength of character of each woman. But this doesn't stop them from fighting again, and Paige eventually puts the PTO on Charlotte on top of the announce table. A lot of people want them to get put through the table, but hey, this isn't the Attitude Era. Women don't go through tables anymore. At least not without the Dudleys around. Yeah. Next up, we have a segment with Heath Slater and Ryback. Skip. Next up, we have a segment with JBL, El Torito, and Mark Henry, and some kind of burger from Hardee's. Skip. Next up, we have a tag team match. Dean fucking Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler versus Mr. Wrestling Kevin Owens and Prince Pretty Tyler Breeze. This is what you would expect from having a match with 4 talented superstars in the ring. This is a good match. Very solid. Very intense. And Dean and Dolph pick up the win with KO just lounging outside, watching his partner get his shit pushed in. And finally, the main event. Roman Reigns, Rusev, with the new world champion Sheamus in his corner. This was a very physical matchup. Rusev and Roman Reigns actually gel well together. It was a very back and forth matchup, even with some outside interference from Sheamus. The ref throws Sheamus out of the match. The two continue to battle, and destroying each other on the outside, when all of a sudden, the third member of the EU, King Barrett, comes in with a bull hammer and lays out Roman, FUBAR in the match. Because I like the EU. So anyway, he brings in a chair. Roman takes it, lays out King Barrett, destroys Rusev, and destroys Sheamus, which doesn't make him look very strong as a champion. He should not be running from that like that as a newly crowned champion. Yeah. So anyway, that's Raw. My thoughts? Like the night beforehand, this was an average Raw. There are plenty of things that keep it from being a good Raw, but unfortunately there are a lot of things that make it, like I said, there was a lot of things that keep it from being a good Raw, but there were a few things that kept it from being a bad Raw. Just an average Raw, really. The only thing I'd say is watch the Charlotte versus Paige match if you need some Divas action from the main roster. But other than that, you can just skip this one. A lot of you did. I know a lot of my subscribers did say they were going to skip this Raw because of last night's underwhelming Survivor Series. Survivor Series left a bad taste in their mouths. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the whole matter. So anyway, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe below. If you got any questions, comments, or just want to talk about this Raw if you happen to see it, leave it below. I'll get back to you. Want to support the channel? You already know what to do. Patreon is in the link. Twitter is in the link. Or the description below, I'm sorry. Tip jar is up there. So you know what to do. You already know. If you've been a subscriber for mine, you already know all the good stuff to do. So until next time, this has been shintigercurl, that dude in straw hat, saying good night. And European Union ain't nothing to fuck with. I still can't do gang signs.